It is my pleasure to introduce to you Alfredo Axtmeyer. Thank you so much for being here at the table with some sports balls here. We're going to get to that in a second. You have a very compelling story. You beat cancer, you came out of it, you're in remission now 5 years, you said. You became a nurse and are continually giving back. About to get married in December to somebody who's also giving back. Tell me your story about cancer and how we came to this new company that you formed called Remission Ball. Tell me about your cancer.
Well, I was just like anyone else in their mid-20s living in New York City and thought I was invincible. But before I knew it, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma and moved
Did you have
back.
symptoms?
I did. I was coughing that wouldn't go away, persistent coughing that eventually I started coughing blood. And at that point, I decided to go see my primary care provider. That quickly escalated to a couple scans, a biopsy, and before I knew it, I was diagnosed with cancer. Those words you never want to hear.
How old are you?
I was 27.
All right. They said you have cancer. Then what did they say?
They said it's time to start treatment. So I was living independently in New York City with my friends and working hard. So it was humbling to move back to Connecticut and with my parents, they opened their doors and were super loving and caring. But nonetheless, moving back to your single bed and your home that you're growing up with made you feel vulnerable. And I started treatments at Mid-State Medical Center, and then eventually, when my disease was stubborn, transferred my care to Yale.
Now, what do you mean your disease was stubborn? What happened?
I had to go through a few different regimens of chemotherapy in order to put my cancer into remission before receiving a stem cell transplant, an autologous stem cell transplant, which is essentially they take your stem cells, put them in a refrigerator, if you will, and then give you high-dose chemotherapy before reintroducing your stem cells in order to make sure that your body is completely cancer-free.
So was it touch and go for a while, or you knew things were going to be just fine at the end of this tunnel?
I know I was scared, but I had my family and friends around me supporting me, and a great nurse and doctor team. But yeah, nonetheless, I was still scared, especially when things are supposed to go away quickly and they just doesn't happen quite as planned. So I was confident that I was going to be fine. I just didn't know at what point I was going to be okay.
How did it change you, or did it?
I think it's made me. I think I was always appreciative of the little things in life, but I think even more so, I'm very thankful for people around me, for the little moments in life, for giving back, and for being, thankful for every day. And now that I'm a nurse, I'm able to give back to my patients and hope. Even outside of nursing, just through my actions, like I try to run marathons, and last summer I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
You're living life to its fullest.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
Yeah, be an example.
So when does a ball come into the picture? Tell me about this.
Remission Ball came out of the idea that I had my support system around me, but I also drew strongly on soccer because I grew up playing soccer. I played soccer in college, and even though I knew I had a feeling that everyone was taking care of me, I also drew strength from my experiences on the field.
So you would visualize this as you were taking your chemo treatments. Tell me how this made you get better.
Yeah, when I had the soccer ball with me, on the field I drew like courage, like anyone playing a sport, courage, determination, hard work, discipline, and I transferred those skills to my experience in the hospital. Communicating with the providers, the nurses, the doctors, hard work, persevering through chemo treatments, discipline to stay strong, and soccer helped continue to strengthen me and make me feel strong as I went through my treatments.
So as we said, you're 5 months remission now, correct?
5 years, yes.
5 years, I'm sorry.
No.
That counts, 5 years. So Remission Ball, where did the name come from, and how did you start this program, and what is it?
I think when I was going through my treatments, some friends and friends of friends who I didn't even know sent me care packages. So when I was finally healthy, it was my turn to pay it forward. So I sent a small size 3 soccer ball just like this, and with my hand I just wrote Remission Ball on it and included various mantras on the ball, mantras that helped me heal, and sent it to a friend who was going through similar treatment, who was a big soccer fan also. So he would dribble the ball around the floor on the hospital, and he drew strength through the mantras and through the soccer ball and through what sport meant to him. And we realized that for someone who played a sport, they could draw strength from those sports, but for someone who's just a strong athlete or a sports fan could draw strength from sport. So using these skills to help them beat cancer.
So you set up a company, Remission Ball, and you've got a give back piece to that, and that is to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, as well as, is it called Love Football?
Yes.
Tell me about Love Football, because I did some reading on this, and it's a really beautiful program.
Love Football is wonderful, I agree. My friend and I, after college, started a nonprofit that's based out of Guatemala and Brazil, and we empower communities to create safe playing spaces for children to play soccer and to use sport as a means for development. So taking kids out of gang areas or dangerous streets or dangerous playing areas and give them that safe place to play so they can develop their similar life attributes through soccer.
So how does this work? If I know somebody who's a sports person who's going through something troubling, an illness, I buy the ball and it gets shipped to them? How does it work?
Yes, you can go online and buy the ball and enter your person's address, and the ball will get shipped to them, and that person can do whatever they want with the ball. They can write healing mantras on it if that works for them. In some instances, we've had a young cancer survivor, their team has signed the ball for them. And so it's your unique ball, but each ball is also individually numbered so that when you reach your remission, you can hold on to the ball as a keepsake, or you can pass it on to someone you know who's going through their battle. And the idea is to kind of pass remission around the world so that everyone inspires and pays it forward to each other.
What a lovely sentiment that you're working on. Now, I know you've started to ship these out to some hospitals. How is this being received by nurses? Because you are a nurse, so you get it. How is this being received?
I think it's being received really well. We have received good feedback from recipients who have used the ball similarly to my friend, dribbling it around the floor and drawing strength from it. And they're just excited about the unique quality of the gift. It's different. It's something that's, draws to their interest.
Well, it's real. You've got a golf ball, a lacrosse ball, a baseball, a soccer ball. Footballs are coming. Basketballs are coming. How can the general public help you, Alfredo, go forward with this?
Well, if they know someone who is fighting cancer and they want to send a unique gift to them to help them heal, that's one way. Or just spreading the word about Remission Ball via Facebook or Instagram to let people know that there's this symbolic and tangible way that can help inspire someone to beat cancer.
It's remissionball.com, correct?
Yes.
Been up and running since when?
About 6 months ago. I think I was a little scared to click live, but my fiance encouraged me to do it, and it's exciting just to be able to try to give back in a different way and help inspire others to be healthy.
Where are you doing it? What kind of a nurse are you?
I've worked on an organ transplant floor for a year and a half in New York City, and now I'm doing rotations in the oncology world here in Connecticut.
I'm so glad you're in Connecticut. What are the big plans for this down the road? Do you know? Because it's baby steps right now. It's only about 6 months old, but what is the big vision, if there is one, for Remission Ball?
Well, ideally, I wish I were out of business because I wish cancer weren't a thing anymore. But until that point comes, the idea is just to help inspire little by little, because it's those little mantras, those little moments, those little moments when a patient may need something, some uplifting news or experience to help them heal, that is really the goal of Remission Ball, to provide that hope for someone to get to remission and get to become healthy again.
Well, I'm so glad you're healthy again. I'm so glad you're getting married in December to
Thank
somebody
you.
you love, who's also giving back. And thank you for building this program, because it's going to help a lot of folks.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for letting me share the story of Remission Ball.
Spend one they sin. Who is this girl? Spend all night kissing, and if one was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm so wishing to find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Things keep locked in the grocery store, but mine just to save time. Skip right ahead to the next ride. The harder we look, the less